Physics. In physics, we have a pulley case when two masses are connected with a rope passing over pulley, right? And if we consider that there is no friction on the pulley, right? So we will observe that the heavier mass will move downward and the lighter mass will move upward, and both having with the same acceleration. And the tension between the two ropes, both sides, is the same. So our first consideration is the mass 2 is greater than the mass 1, right? And it is uh, logical that the rope is the one, so the tension over here is equal to the tension over here. So if I say it is Ft1 and it is Ft2, so both are equal, Ft1 equals Ft2, right? And the acceleration on both sides is the same. So this is the fact. And we need to do some consideration like there's no stretch in the string rope, and the rope is not an elastic one. We consider the mass of the rope zero, or we ignore the mass of the rope. Rope is massless, and pulley is frictionless. So there is no friction on the pulley, so work is not being done on the pulley, right? Now we make it into parts. This side we call it B, and for example, and this part we call it A. So at B part, sum of, because it's moving upward, so the sum of all for net force is equals to the net force is equals to the tension minus W1, because the tension is bigger than W1, and because that's why it's moving upward. So M1A, right? Because then we are talking about this one. So it's M1A equals Ft minus M1G, the weight mg, right? And for the for the A part, net force is equal to W2 minus Ft, because the F2 W2 is greater than Ft. That's why it's moving downward. So W2 minus Ft. M2A equals, because we are talking about the mass 2, so man 2A equals M2G minus Ft. So we have two equations, equation 1 and equation 2. If we add both equations together, then M1A equals Ft minus M1G, and M2 is equals to minus Ft plus M2G will be adding. So this one will be M1 plus M2A, and this Ft cancel out equals to M2 minus M1G. So acceleration will be m2 minus m1 over m1 plus m2g. So in a similar way, we can say difference in mass over sum of mass times g is the acceleration, right? Okay, now if we divide equation 2 by equation 1, so the situation will be m1a over m1 m2a equals ft minus m1g is divided by minus ft plus m2g. So a will be cancelled out, m1 over m2, ft minus m1g equals m2g minus ft. So after cross multiplication, right, m1 m2g minus ft, and here ft minus m1g with m2, right? So it is m1 m2g minus ft m1 is equal to m2 ft minus m1 m2 g. So we just keep ft and the g's on two sides. So m1 m2 g plus m1 m2 g equals m1 ft plus m2 ft. So this will become 2 m1 m2 g, and this will become, if we take ft common, so it will be f1 m1 plus m2. So this will go here. So the ft will be equal to 2 m1 m2 over m1 plus m2. That means the twice of the product of mass over sum of mass times g. So we will be We will be getting two things: acceleration m2 minus m1 over m1 plus m2 g, and ft equals to m1 m2 plus m1 plus m2 g. So I it is just like I took m2 is heavier than m1. So if we take m1 is heavier than m2, so it will be m1 minus m2 over m1 plus m2, m2 m1 m2 plus m1 plus m2. Okay. So this is the thing. The difference of mass, sum of mass into g, the product of mass with twice of the product of the mass, and sum of mass into g, we will get